Welcome to. Today we embark on a fascinating journey into the vast and elegant world of wine. Imagine a beverage so rich in history and culture that it has been savored by civilizations across the globe for centuries. Wine, a sophisticated and complex drink, is not just about the alcohol. It's an art form, a science, and a key player in many of society's rituals and celebrations. Whether you're a curious newcomer or an experienced enthusiast, this journey promises to enhance your appreciation and understanding of this cherished beverage. Wine is more than just a drink. It's a reflection of the land and the people who cultivate it. Each bottle tells a story of a specific time and place. Traditionally made by fermenting grapes, wine comes in various forms: red, white, rose, and even sparkling. The type of grape, the soil it grew in, the weather conditions during the growing season, and the winemaking technique used all contribute to the unique flavor profile of each wine. For those who are just beginning to explore this delightful world, understanding wine can seem daunting. However, think of it as a journey of the senses, a way to travel the world through a glass, experiencing the nuances of different regions, climates, and cultures. For the connoisseurs among us, it's an ongoing adventure. A quest to discover new tastes, new stories, and new experiences. Wine has been a beloved drink throughout the ages. Its origins trace back to thousands of years ago, with evidence suggesting that the earliest wine production occurred around 6,000 years ago in the regions that are now Georgia and Iran. Since then, wine has flowed through the history of humanity, marking its presence in ancient rituals, royal courts, religious ceremonies, and simple daily meals. It has been a muse for poets, a symbol of luxury and celebration, as well as a daily companion at the dinner table. Moreover, the world of wine is ever evolving. Modern winemakers blend traditional techniques with innovative technology to create wines that continue to captivate and surprise even the most seasoned palates. Sustainability has also become a significant focus in the wine industry, with producers increasingly adopting organic and biodynamic practices to ensure the health of the vineyards and the planet. This video series is designed to unfold the layers of this fascinating world. From the basics of different wine types and how they are made to the intricate details of wine tasting, pairing, and even the etiquette surrounding its consumption, we will cover it all. Every episode aims to equip you with knowledge and insights that will empower you to explore, enjoy, and share wine with confidence and enthusiasm. Join us as we dive deep into the essence and allure of wine. At its core, what exactly is wine? This delightful elixir, steeped in tradition and savored across the globe, begins its journey as nothing more than humble grapes. But not just any grapes, specific varieties cultivated expressly for making wine, as opposed to those you might find in your local grocery store. Wine is essentially a fermented alcoholic beverage. The magic begins when harvested grapes are crushed to release their juice, a process that introduces natural sugars to yeast. This yeast then ferments the sugar into alcohol, a transformation that turns simple grape juice into the wine we cherish. It's a natural process, yet it requires meticulous control to achieve the desired flavor, aroma, and texture. Now, let's talk about the colors of wine, which are primarily influenced by the type of grape and the method of production. Red wine, known for its bold and robust character, is made from dark-colored grape varieties. The skins of these grapes are left in contact with the juice during fermentation, imparting the rich colors and complex flavors that red wine aficionados adore. White wine, on the other hand, is produced from green or yellow grapes. Unlike red wine, the skins are removed early in the process, leading to a lighter, more delicate beverage. It's celebrated for its crisp and refreshing qualities, making it a favorite in warmer climates and with lighter meals. Then there's rose, with its charming pink hue, which is crafted by allowing the juice brief contact with red grape skins. This not only gives rose its signature color, but also a flavor profile that straddles the line between red and white wines, versatile and universally appealing. And let's not forget sparkling wine, which undergoes a secondary fermentation process that traps carbon dioxide and creates those delightful bubbles. Whether it's the sophistication of champagne or the zest of Prosecco, sparkling wines are a staple in celebrations. With its diverse flavors, wine offers a unique experience derived from simple grapes. Each sip carries the essence of its origin, the climate, and the winemaker's craft, all converging into a glass that tells a story as rich as its taste. Wine is not just a drink, It's a historical journey. Imagine stepping back into a time when the first civilizations were just beginning to flourish. Wine's story starts here, thousands of years ago, deeply rooted in the Neolithic period. Archaeological evidence suggests that as far back as 8,000 years ago, people in what is now Georgia were cultivating grapes and fermenting their juice, creating the earliest known versions of wine. As we stroll further through history, we find that wine was more than just a beverage. It was a cornerstone of society in ancient Mediterranean cultures. The Egyptians used wine in their religious ceremonies, believing it to be the divine blood of the gods. The Greeks celebrated with wine at their symposia, where philosophers like Plato and Aristotle debated the great questions of their time over cups of vino. Meanwhile, the Romans expanded viticulture across their empire, bringing wine production to regions like France and Spain, which remain top wine producers to this day. The importance of wine persisted through the Middle Ages in Europe, where it became integrated into the daily life of monasteries. Monks were among the best vintners of the age, meticulously cultivating vineyards and enhancing winemaking techniques. Wine was so valuable that it was often used as a form of currency. Fast forward to the Renaissance, an era of enlightenment and discovery, which saw the refinement of wine varieties and cultivation methods. This period set the stage for the modern wine industry, leading to innovations in fermentation and storage that have shaped contemporary winemaking practices. Today, wine is a global phenomenon, celebrated and enjoyed in nearly every country across the world. Its evolution from a simple fermented grape juice to a complex symbol of culture and sophistication encapsulates its enduring appeal and significance. From ancient times to modern day, wine has been a constant in human civilization. How does a humble grape transform into an exquisite bottle of wine? The journey from vine to wine is both an art and a science, involving a series of detailed steps that harness the natural processes of fermentation and aging to produce the varied and complex flavors we cherish in a good wine. The first step in this transformative process is the harvesting of grapes. Timing is crucial here. Grapes must be picked at precisely the right moment when they have reached optimal ripeness. This is when the balance of natural sugars and acids in the grapes is just right, setting the stage for quality wine production. Once harvested, the grapes are taken to the winery where they are prepared for pressing. This is where the grapes, depending on the type of wine being made, are either destemmed and crushed or left whole. Crushing the grapes releases the juice, or must, which is then ready for the next critical stage: fermentation. Fermentation is the heart of the winemaking process. Yeasts, either natural or added by the winemaker, convert the sugars in the must into alcohol and carbon dioxide. This not only creates the alcohol content that wine is known for, but also begins to develop the wine's complex flavors and aromas. Different strains of yeast and varying fermentation temperatures can greatly influence the final taste of the wine. Post-fermentation, the wine may go through a process called malolactic fermentation, especially common in red wines and some white wines. This secondary fermentation converts sharper malic acid into softer lactic acid, smoothing out the wine's taste and adding further complexity. Once fermentation is complete, the wine is often aged. This can occur in stainless steel tanks, which preserve the wine's fruity and fresh qualities, or more traditionally, in oak barrels. Oak aging imparts additional flavors to the wine, such as vanilla, caramel, and spices, due to the interaction of the wine with the wood. The length of time wine spends aging is dependent on the desired end product. Some wines are aged for a few months, others for several years. Throughout the aging process, the wine may be racked, which involves transferring it from one barrel to another to clarify it by leaving sediments behind. Clarification and stabilization are essential before bottling to ensure the wine is clear and not prone to spoilage. Finally, the wine is filtered and bottled. At this stage, some wines might also be blended. This is where wines from different barrels, grape varieties, or vineyard lots are combined to achieve the desired flavor profile. Once bottled, the wine may be aged further in the bottle or released for sale. Each step in the wine production process adds a layer of complexity and flavor, turning simple grapes into a sophisticated drink that captures the essence of its environment and the skill of its makers. From the vineyard to your glass, every bottle of wine is a narrative of nature, time, and craftsmanship. Wine is a tapestry of colors, flavors, and origins. As we delve into the world of wine varieties, we uncover a spectrum of tastes and traditions that cater to every palate. Let's explore how wines are classified and what makes each type unique. Starting with color, wine mainly falls into 3 categories: red, white, and rose. Red wines, known for their rich hues ranging from deep violet to brick red, get their color from prolonged contact with grape skins during fermentation. White wines, on the other hand, are produced by fermenting the juice of grapes without skins, resulting in colors from pale yellow to golden. Rose wines straddle the line between red and white, achieving their signature pink tint through limited skin contact, enough to impart color but not enough to qualify as red. Moving beyond color, wines are also distinguished by taste. This classification includes dry, sweet, and semi-sweet wines. Dry wines are characterized by a lack of residual sugar, leading to a crisper and often more acidic taste. Sweet wines, such as dessert wines, retain a high level of natural sugar, offering a richer and sometimes syrupy texture. Semi-sweet wines balance between the two, providing a delicate sweetness that doesn't overpower the palate. The type of grape also plays a crucial role in defining a wine's character. Varietals like Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Pinot Noir are household names in the red wine category, each bringing distinct flavors and aromas. For white wines, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, and Riesling are popular, celebrated for their vibrant acidity and aromatic complexity. Each grape variety reflects the unique soil and climate conditions of its region, which is why wine labels often boast their specific grape types. Speaking of regions, the geography of wine production is as diverse as the wines themselves. Each region is known for its signature varietals that thrive in its particular environment. For example, the rolling hills of Tuscany in Italy are synonymous with Sangiovese, a grape that produces robust and savory reds. In contrast, the cool climates of the Mosel region in Germany are perfect for cultivating Riesling grapes, resulting in highly aromatic and crisp white wines. France's Bordeaux region is famed for its sophisticated red blends, primarily made from Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon. Over in the United States, California's Napa Valley excels in producing high-quality Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay. Each wine region around the world contributes its chapter to the global wine story, making geographical diversity a cornerstone of wine appreciation. As we savor the vast array of wines available to us, it's clear that the world of wine is as rich and diverse as the cultures that surround it. From the sun-drenched vineyards of Spain to the ancient estates of France, each bottle tells a story of taste, tradition, and terroir. The diversity of wine types allows every enthusiast to find their perfect match. Whether you prefer a robust red, a crisp white, or a refreshing rose, there's a wine out there that speaks directly to your senses and preferences. Enjoy the journey through this fascinating world, and may you find your perfect match in a glass of wine. Drinking wine is an art. Learn how to savor it fully. The journey of wine tasting is not just about drinking, it's about experiencing. Each sip invites us to explore layers of flavors and aromas, and to truly appreciate this, one must start with the basics, such as selecting the appropriate glass. The shape of a wine glass can significantly influence the wine's contact with air and how it releases its bouquet. For instance, red wines flourish in wider glasses that allow them to breathe, while narrower glasses are perfect for preserving the delicate aromas of white wines. Next, let's talk about aeration. Aerating wine is crucial because it allows the wine to open up, enhancing its flavors and softening harsher aspects. This can be done by simply opening the bottle about 30 minutes before serving or using a decanter, which provides a more dramatic exposure to oxygen. This practice is especially beneficial for younger or more robust wines, which often need some time to reveal their full character. Moving on to the actual tasting, it's a 3-step process. Look, smell, and taste. Start by observing the wine in your glass. Hold it up to the light and appreciate its color and clarity. These can give you clues about the age and concentration of the wine. For instance, red wines often become lighter in color as they age, while white wines might deepen. Now, give the glass a gentle swirl. This isn't just for dramatic flair. Swirling helps vaporize some of the wine's alcohol and release more of its natural aromas. Take a moment to inhale deeply. A wine's aroma can tell you a lot about its character and quality. You might detect fruits, flowers, herbs, spices, or even earthy and mineral notes. When you finally taste the wine, let it linger in your mouth before swallowing. This allows the wine to hit all the taste zones on your tongue. Try to identify the balance between sweetness, acidity, tannins, and alcohol. A well-balanced wine should not have one quality that overpowers the others. After swallowing, consider the aftertaste or the finish. A longer finish often indicates a higher quality wine. Pairing wine with food is the final touch in the art of wine tasting. The right combination can enhance both the drink and the dish. A basic rule of thumb is to match the intensity of the wine with the intensity of the food. Rich, bold reds pair wonderfully with hearty dishes like steak, while light, crisp whites complement lighter fare such as seafood or salads. Mastering these steps will elevate your wine tasting experience. Each element, from the choice of glass to the pairing of food, builds upon the last to create a symphony of sensory delights. So raise your glass and toast to the art of wine tasting, a journey that teaches us to slow down, savor, and appreciate the finer things in life. Cheers to your next glass of wine, not just as a drink, but as an experience to cherish. Enjoy wine responsibly and with elegance. Wine, an emblem of culture and sophistication, brings pleasure to many. However, it is paramount to appreciate it responsibly. To start, always be aware of your limits. Moderate consumption is key as it allows you to savor the wine's flavor without overindulgence. For most adults, moderate drinking means up to 1 glass a day for women and up to 2 for men. Health warnings are particularly crucial. Pregnant women are advised against drinking alcohol, including wine, due to the risk it poses to the developing baby. Similarly, individuals with certain medical conditions or those on medication should consult their healthcare provider about alcohol consumption. When enjoying wine, the setting and manner in which it is served also play an essential role. Always ensure that wine is stored properly to maintain its quality and integrity. A cool, dark place is ideal, away from direct sunlight and fluctuations in temperature. If you're storing wine for more than a few days, consider a wine cooler or a cellar where the temperature and humidity are maintained consistently. Moreover, when serving wine, do so in a way that enhances its characteristics. For red wines, a slight chill can bring out the richness, while white wines are best served well chilled to highlight their crispness. Decanting a wine not only removes sediment but also aerates it, allowing the flavors and aromas to develop fully before serving. It's also worth noting that wine glasses should be clear and clean to properly appreciate the color and consistency of the wine. The shape of the glass can influence the tasting experience, directing the wine to different parts of your mouth to enhance flavor detection. In conclusion, wine offers a delightful journey that involves more than just drinking. It's about appreciation, responsibility, and understanding. By adhering to these etiquette and health considerations, you ensure that each glass of wine is enjoyed in the safest, most enjoyable way possible. Understanding these guidelines ensures a safe and enjoyable wine experience. Let's travel to the heartlands of the world's finest wines. Imagine walking through endless rows of lush vineyards, the air filled with the promise of future vintages. This is not just a journey through scenic landscapes, but a voyage into the heart of cultural traditions that have shaped the world of wine for centuries. Today, we explore some of the most prestigious wine regions on the planet, each with its own unique story and sensory offerings. First, let's visit Bordeaux, a name synonymous with wine excellence. Nestled in the southwest of France, Bordeaux is a region steeped in winemaking history. The climate here is perfectly suited for growing grapes. With just the right amount of rain and sunshine, Bordeaux wines are primarily red, known for their deep flavors and longevity. The wines from this region are often a blend, primarily of Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Petit Verdot. Each sip offers a complex taste layered with hints of blackcurrant, plums, and an enchanting mix of spices and earthy undertones. Bordeaux is not just a region, it's a benchmark in winemaking that others aspire to. Next, we drift to the rolling hills of Burgundy. Unlike the blended might of Bordeaux, Burgundy thrives on the purity of single grape varieties. Pinot Noir and Chardonnay reign supreme here, expressing themselves in ways that can't be replicated elsewhere. The reds are delicate yet profound, with aromas of cherries and raspberries, often deepening as they age to develop more complex flavors like game and prune. The whites, predominantly Chardonnay, are celebrated for their crisp acidity, mineral complexity, and buttery richness. Burgundy is a testament to the idea that in wine, the expression of place, terroir, is just as important as the grape. Journeying north, we reach the sparkling hills of Champagne. The very name evokes celebration and luxury. Here, the cool climate is ideal for growing the grapes that make the world's most famous sparkling wine, Champagne. Made from a blend of Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier, It is crafted using a meticulous secondary fermentation process in the bottle, which results in its signature effervescence. Each bubble in a glass of champagne carries with it the essence of its storied past, from the ancient traditions to the meticulous craftsmanship that defines the region today. Our final destination takes us to the heart of Italy, Tuscany. Known for its picturesque landscapes and artistic heritage, Tuscany is also home to some of Italy's most robust and hearty wines. Sangiovese is the star grape here, a variety that makes up the backbone of Chianti and the prestigious Brunello di Montalcino. Tuscan wines are noted for their earthy cherry and leathery notes, and their ability to pair wonderfully with the hearty rustic Italian cuisine that also hails from this region. The connection between the food and wine of Tuscany offers a perfect example of how wine is not just a beverage, but a crucial component of a region's cultural identity. Each of these regions brings something unique to the table, influencing their wines in ways that are deeply intertwined with their cultural histories and the natural characteristics of their environments. Bordeaux's structured elegance, Burgundy's expressive clarity, Champagne's celebratory sparkle, and Tuscany's robust charm represent just a snippet of the world's wine mosaic. But why do these regions produce such distinct wines? The answer lies in a combination of factors: climate, soil type, grape varieties, and human influence, all of which come together to create the concept of terroir. Terroir isn't just about the physical aspects of a vineyard. It's also about the way in which the people of the region express their way of life through winemaking. It's a symphony of natural elements and human creativity, and it's what makes each wine not only a taste but an experience. Understanding these regions helps deepen the appreciation of each bottle. When one tastes a wine from Bordeaux or Burgundy, it's not just the grape that is experienced, but centuries of history, culture, and passion. It's a taste of the land and the people who have shaped it. This is why wine more than just a beverage. It's a narrative contained within a glass, waiting to be explored. As we've seen, the world of wine is as rich and diverse as the cultures that produce it. Each region offers a distinct taste and story, deepening our appreciation for wine.